Hello everyone, and welcome to History of the Ancient World. Today, we're journeying back in time, not to explore battles or empires on Earth, but to gaze upwards, just as our ancestors did, at the vast star-dusted canvas of the night sky. For thousands of years, long before telescopes and space probes, humanity has been captivated by the celestial ballet above. The sun, the moon, the planets, and the distant stars weren't just beautiful lights. They were the foundation of science, religion, agriculture, and the very way ancient people understood their place in the universe. So how did these early civilizations read the heavens? What secrets did they uncover with just their naked eyes and brilliant minds? Let's embark on a cosmic journey to discover the astronomy of the ancient world. Our first stop is ancient Mesopotamia, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, often called the cradle of civilization. Here, the Babylonians were the undisputed masters of the night sky. For them, the heavens were a divine tablet where the gods wrote the fate of kings and kingdoms. They weren't just casual stargazers, they were meticulous observers. Night after night, priests would climb their ziggurats, temple towers that reached for the heavens, to record the movements of celestial bodies. They created extensive star catalogues and could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and the 5 visible planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Their greatest achievement? The ability to predict eclipses. Imagine the power this knowledge gave them. While others might see a lunar or solar eclipse as a terrifying omen, a sign of divine anger, Babylonian priests could anticipate them. This wasn't magic, it was math. They discovered the Saros cycle, a period of about 18 years, after which the sun, earth, and moon returned to a similar geometric alignment, leading to a near-identical eclipse. This deep understanding of celestial mechanics also led them to develop the zodiac, dividing the sky into 12 constellations that the sun appears to pass through over the course of a year. That system, born in ancient Babylon, is something we still recognize today. Their work laid the mathematical foundation upon which all Western astronomy would later be built. Now let's travel west to the land of the pharaohs, ancient Egypt. For the Egyptians, astronomy was inextricably linked to religion and survival. Their entire existence revolved around the Nile River, whose annual flood was the source of all life and fertility. But how did they know when the flood was coming? They looked to the stars. They noticed that the star Sirius, which they called Sopdet, would disappear from the sky for about 70 days and then reappear on the eastern horizon just before sunrise. This event, known as the Heliacal Rising of Sirius, coincided almost perfectly with the start of the Nile's inundation. This celestial signal was so crucial that it became the basis of their calendar. The Egyptian civil calendar was one of the first in history to have 365 days. It was divided into 3 seasons of 4 months each: Akhet, the season of inundation; Pere, the season of growth; and Shemu, the season of harvest. This calendar was a marvel of practicality. While the Babylonians focused on omens and predictions, the Egyptians used the stars as a giant, reliable clock for their agriculture and religious festivals. Their pyramids and temples are also testaments to their astronomical prowess. Structures like the Great Pyramid of Giza are aligned with incredible precision to the cardinal points, and certain shafts within the pyramid point directly to specific stars, like those in Orion's belt, which they associated with the god Osiris. For the Egyptians, the stars were eternal guides, linking their life on Earth to the afterlife in the heavens. Next, we sail across the Mediterranean to ancient Greece, where astronomy took a revolutionary turn. While the Babylonians and Egyptians were master observers, the Greeks were master thinkers. They weren't content with just knowing what happened in the sky. They wanted to know why. This shift from observation to theoretical explanation marks the birth of scientific astronomy. Thinkers like Thales of Miletus, often called the first philosopher, is credited with predicting a solar eclipse and proposing that the Earth was a sphere. Pythagoras and his followers envisioned a cosmos governed by mathematical harmony where planets moved in perfect circles, creating a music of the spheres. The Greeks were the first to try and measure the universe. Eratosthenes, a brilliant librarian in Alexandria, calculated the circumference of the Earth with astounding accuracy, using nothing more than shadows, wells, and some clever geometry. Aristarchus of Samos went even further, proposing a heliocentric model that the Earth and other planets revolve around the Sun, nearly 2,000 years before Copernicus. While his idea wasn't widely accepted at the time, it shows the incredible intellectual leaps they were making. The culmination of Greek astronomy came with Claudius Ptolemy. His work, the Almagest, presented a comprehensive geocentric model of the universe, with the Earth at the center. It was so mathematically sophisticated and accurate in its predictions that it became the undisputed astronomical authority in the Western and Islamic worlds for over 1400 years. The Greeks transformed stargazing into a true science, seeking to understand the cosmos through logic, reason, and mathematics. But our journey doesn't end in the Mediterranean. Let's cross the Atlantic to the Americas, where civilizations like the Maya developed an incredibly complex and accurate understanding of the cosmos, completely independent of the Old World. For the Maya, time was cyclical, and astronomy was the key to understanding these grand cosmic cycles. They were obsessed with tracking celestial events to maintain their intricate calendar system. They had not one, but multiple calendars running simultaneously. The 260-day Tzolk'in was their sacred calendar, while the 365-day Hab was their solar calendar. These two calendars aligned every 52 years, an event of great cultural significance. Their astronomical knowledge was breathtakingly precise. Mayan astronomers calculated the length of the solar year to be 365.242 days, which is incredibly close to the modern value of 365.24219. They also calculated the synodic period of Venus, the time it takes for Venus to reappear at the same spot in the sky, with an error of just a few hours over 500 years. Their observatories, like the Caracol at Chichen Itza, were specifically designed to track the movements of Venus, the Sun, and the Moon. For the Maya, astronomy wasn't just a science, it was a sacred duty, the means by which they kept their world in harmony with the rhythm of the cosmos. From the mathematical priests of Babylon and the practical farmers of Egypt, to the philosophical thinkers of Greece and the master timekeepers of the Maya, ancient civilizations all shared a profound connection to the night sky. They looked up in wonder, and in doing so, they created calendars, navigated oceans, built monuments, and developed the very foundations of science. Their legacy is written not just in ancient texts and ruins, but in the stars themselves. The next time you look up at the moon or trace the outline of a constellation, remember that you are part of an ancient human tradition, a timeless quest to understand our place among the stars. The universe they saw is the same one we see today, a bridge connecting our modern world to the brilliant minds of the distant past. Thank you for joining us on this celestial journey through history. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories from the ancient world. See you next time.